Hello, everybody, and welcome back to today's episode of What If Civilization Started Over? World War III. This is probably going to be broken down into, like I said in last episode, 2 or 3 episodes. But we saw it starting over here with communist China going ahead and launching 5 nukes, as well as attacking with conventional warfare into Korea and China. And this sparks a big war across the world. Basically now, I'm going to show the alliances taking sides, and then I'm going to update the nuke counter. We're going to start off with some alliances that are going to start taking sides. Over here, the red team falls into the sphere of influence of the dark red team, so they end up joining the Circle Alliance. Then we see others that join the Circle Alliance, like this one joins the Circle Alliance, and this one. The other 2 here are going to join the Star Alliance, and we need to erase all of this because it does not need to be here. And we will replace it with stars. Star 1 and Star 2. So now we see that all of this area has chosen sides. Some other countries are now going to get involved. One of them being the right triangle team. Right here. So Bangladesh is going to get involved on the circle team because they hate the brown team. Some other people are going to join different sides. This red team decides that they want to join the star team. And this is tearing apart alliances. And it's just not a good thing. And this is very bad, as in the end, only one alliance will still be here. Some alliances may be reformed, but I do not know. And I'm going to fix the star right here. Someone has commented recently saying I should add subtitles and a whatever you call it when you start. And I'm thinking about that. I don't know how well it would work with me right now. So we'll just have to see. But I can try. And yeah, just how it goes. I'll start designing it maybe later if I do it, like probably later today if I do end up doing it. So when you're seeing this, I will probably have it done. We're gonna see them join the circle team as well as them. So this whole alliance joins the circle team. And this alliance is getting very strong, actually. With the entrance of them joining the alliance, the people who don't like them, including this country, are going to join up the Star Alliance. And the Circle team does get another member. And that one being the Red team, they join. Now Africa has chosen sides. The economic alliances, I'm probably just going to erase them all and add them onto another layer. But for now, why is this here? Hello? Okay, well, we're going to get rid of this for now. It should not be here. And now we can fix it all. Boom. 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 And then we see in the Americas, not really, these guys don't really take sides. Up in North America, we're going to check on that later. Other people who join are going to be the Cyan team and the Purple team. They join the war on the side of communists. They don't like communism, but they absolutely hate democracies, so they decide that they're just going to do that, get it out of the way. And when we come back, there will be a new, we're going to, I'll redo the rankings for now, and they'll probably go to 15 this time, and then I'll do the nukes, and as well as move these to the economical alliance to a new layer. So let's see that now. And we are back. I have been busy and at work with all of the layers, and we're going to start off with the alliance layer. It has changed a lot. Over here, like I showed you, these two join. These two right here, they joined the Star Alliance, whereas these two, Bangladesh and the red team, joined the Circle team. Next, this red country joined the Star team. Of course, this one joined there. Vietnam still hasn't. They haven't joined the war yet. If they did, they would probably join up with the Circle team, or not with the Circle, the Star team, because they could get more land out of it that way. And the only reason this alliance is still on is because of the Cyan team right here. Up here, it stayed the same. Of course, over here, but down here, the alliance that was right here, they joined up with the Circle team, the Blue team's alliance. Some other people joined the war, like the Red team joined on the Circle team, and this Lime team joined on the Star team. In Europe, the two fascist countries, the Cyan team and the Purple team, have joined with the Star team. We knew these two joined on that team. Over here, though, it's very different, as Siberia, or not Siberia, Alaska has control, basically full influence over this blue one, so they joined up on that team. Meanwhile, these three, USA, Canada, and, I don't know what this one would be, Northern Louisiana Purchase, we can just call it that. They join up on the Star team as well. Down here, the two Louisianas join up on the Star team. Or not, the two Floridas join up on the Star team. As well as these two, we knew that. We also see Jamaica, or has been Puerto Rico, join up on the Circle team. Down here, it stayed the same. We're not really going to see much involvement in South America. And that's pretty much the whole world. We don't really see anything in Oceania or South America. It's really just Oceania. We might see involvement later, though. But for now, we can take a look at the next layer I worked on. The power ranking layer. The top 10 stayed the same, except for Australia going to 11th, Spain going to 12th, China going to 13th, Argentina is in 14th, and the Purple team is in 15th. So we see that. Next layer we have is the nuke layer, and I'm going to zoom in on the red team because there are a lot of things that have happened here that are going to be very shocking, and this is probably my favorite layer right now. The red team is at 183 nukes with 10 in other territory. Where are those 10, you may ask? Well, 8 of them are in the green team. We already knew that. So where are the other 2? The other 2 have been stationed in this purple team right here because of the nukes that the brown team has. We're going to go ahead and move up here. Estonia has gone up to 37 nukes because they're involved in the war now, so they are allowed to make nukes. Russia is not involved, so they're not going to do anything. The Cyan team is at 67 nukes with 8 in the French team. Meanwhile, the Spain team is at 23 nukes with 5 in the orange team. So that is very interesting. Next, we look at the blue team who had a secret nuclear program where they have 17 nukes, and 4 of them were each in these 2 countries to hide from South Africa, who has 98 nukes. It's very astonishing and all, but now we need to look back up as USA has started making nukes again. They have gone up to 7. And now we have 4 continents done. We need to move over to Asia as Indonesia has 27 nukes. Korea has 183 nukes. 188 nukes with 17 in other territory. 5 in the pink team. 8 in China. 3 in Thailand. And 1 in Bangladesh. And now we need to take a look at the nukes of the communist China. And it's actually going to be going up to 67 nukes. And they probably over doubled their nuke count. And this makes them a lot of a threat in the coming war. This all happens while the war is still going on. Which war we need to start a look at now. We're going to get back over here in Asia. And this is going to be a long war. But the communist China has gone ahead. And they have progressed their march up into this area and taken over one of the areas where they launched a nuke at. A little part is going to be held on by Korea. So in the end, it ends up looking around something like this. With all this land taken over like that. And so it looks something like this. Down in China, it's kind of a different story with them able to hold back just a little bit in some of these spots. And others, though, they are going to push back probably about like this. And some here. Just like that. And this is going to be a very brutal war. And we're going to take a look at, like, basically each area at a time. Now we look down at Indonesia. As Indonesia has already began sending their troops upward into Thailand. And this is where we see the involvement of more nukes. They are going to launch. They actually take about this much over. And for nukes, they're going to launch them. One at this major city, and then 2 other at these facilities. No nukes have been destroyed in the war yet, but we do have to update their nuke count, as they now go down to 24 nukes. 24 nukes is not that bad. It's not that bad. But they have lost some of their nukes. This team does have 3 nukes in it, though. And they aren't going to launch them yet. They think they can hold out just a little bit. They are repairing, as they would probably send them to like one of these 3 cities, or like close to the capital, maybe. And now, since we took a look at the fighting, we need to move over just to the left a little bit. As we see, we're going to turn off the nuclear for now. We see Bangladesh making a march into, the brown team. It doesn't go very well in the first days, though. It gets probably about this much to the major cities. They do capture that lower major city. This country up here and their allies are going to move in and capture this major city. But they're stopped in their tracks as this country starts invading them. right here. And right there. And the capital has even been sieged already. Brought it down just a small little minor city. And this pretty much just stops all advances in their tracks. And now they have to deal with the front lines. And it helps. And at first, take over this major city, move back a little bit. This one, with the help of the other, is able to reclaim their major city. Or their capital, too, I guess. And it goes about like that. This is where this team is going to launch their nukes. And, yeah, it doesn't go very well. Downriver City. So, boom, 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 boom. And then, boom, boom. They just launched 6 nukes, putting their total down from 63 all the way down to 57, which still is good. They still have a ton of nukes that they can use, but like I said, they are going to slowly run out if they keep using them like this. These two are being invaded by this team, are being invaded by the brown team with the help of the red team and their forces a lot, as the red team troops flood in through this bottom area and even capture the capital of this country. Just like this. And this country is going to fight back in the north. Just a little bit though. Not too much. And this war is developing greatly. There have been a lot of stuff happening already. And now this is where the red team is deciding that it's their time to nuke people now. This is the only clashback of nukes that we have seen so far. And they are not messing around at all. They go into this country. They nuke 3 major cities, 4, and then other places are just getting nuked all around. They even go down into the South African front line, and they're able to bomb 2 different places. And this is going to make a big difference, mostly because if we look at their nukes, they have launched 10 nukes already, which has sent them down to 173 nukes. Just like that. And now, they did destroy some nukes though. Down here, they destroyed a good amount of nukes, destroying 3 nukes, sending them to 95 nukes. And up here, they are going to lose a ton of nukes. And they go down to around 65 nukes, which is a major blow. They lost a ton of nukes there, but they're going to keep on fighting, and eventually there are going to be some minor wars that are going to happen here. Wow, this is all happening. The red team and the blue team are going to team up on this country right here so they can have access to the sea. The blue team takes the capital almost immediately. And the red team also is going to go in through this little area. And now they both have access. The red team has access to the Indian Sea, which is going to make these bombings a lot easier. Meanwhile, down in this Lime country, they aren't getting very much help. So the capital is taken. They can't really do anything. There's no way to get help to them. So they're just going to leave them alone. The green team, the lime team, they're going to take the rest of the land, ensuring that two countries are out of this war immediately. And down here, though, the green team has made an impressive front on its opposers. Over here in the lime team, they have pushed back a ton. About this much. And they have also done that the same in the red team, pushing them back in the north greatly. Meanwhile, the red team is they're not the weakest. They are actually one of the strongest in Africa. But they only make it about this far. Look at major cities. In all this, a red team major city has been taken, and that's really about it. Besides for the countries that are dead now. Down here, this front line is going to go very well for the South African team. They gain a good amount of land here and take this major city, going up along this border and taking some right here, making a push inland. Not that far though. Oh, and probably about that far inland. Over here though, the blue team takes control of this little piece of land right here, cutting it off, and making a landing on Madagascar, taking the northern part of it, just like that. And this is going okay for each side. Not really, as they've already lost one team member, but several others are doing amazing. And this is where the bombing is going to start from South Africa. They have decided that they are going to send as many bombs as they can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. They send out 16 nukes, leaving them with a lot less nukes, that's for sure. But they do go down to 79 nukes. And now, these 4 countries, they're going to launch their nukes, so they're not going to have any more nukes left. Which means that the 8 nukes here actually going to make them go down to 9 nukes. So now they're at 9 nukes. They're saving their nukes up in case something bad happens. But those nukes are going to land right there, 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 there. That's 6 nukes already. 7, 8. Now, all of these major cities are gone, and a ton of nukes have been launched at each other. If we look at this, in total, there have been, let me count them all. 43 nukes have been launched so far in the war. And we've only taken a look at probably about 3 different front lines. 4/4. So this is not going very good immediately. Now we're going to take a look at a more northern front line. Up here in Spain. Spain is actually going to go south mostly. Focusing in on these 2 countries right here. And they make their landing right here on the coastline. And take about all this, and they even take the islands over here, as well as this land down here. Then someone is going to be joining this war, and it's going to be on the side of the circle team. It's going to be this red country, because they don't like the whatever country that much. They don't like the this dark green country very much at all. They're pretty much rivals, and they say, well, why not? So they enter this war, and they're going to go ahead and send their troops in. The southern border is very weak. There's like absolutely nobody here, and it takes about this long until troops have been moved and stationed on this front line. But that presents a diversion, and there's a major battle at the city. But this all leads to this green team losing all of their navy basically, and all of their access to the ocean, and even this major city right here. So yeah, they take about all this land. An advancement has been made on each part of the front line, and it's not going to go good for these 2 over here. Meanwhile, up here, these countries have basically gotten rid of these countries in the middle. They might come back eventually. We're gonna keep a little part of this. Yeah, this one is taken over pretty much instantly. This one, there is front line on the side though of it. On this one, the same thing happens. They march through the southern half. Meanwhile, Spain over here sends a little invasion into this side, and the rest is taken over by the purple team, which does lead them to push into this team, this little part a little bit. And now we need to talk about the international zone area. It's controlled by all different countries. South Africa controls part, Korea, the red team, and the cyan team control part. Basically, they can't really do anything. So the purple team takes over. They take over a side, the gray team side, and the cyan team, they take over. So they have their side, and they're also going to take over the red team side, which means the brown team is under control of the fascist, and they're going to be returned and released back into the brown team. The brown team is back now, officially. Very small. And they're going to use this as a station point in the war. Of course, they're going to join the war. Why wouldn't they? And this leads to a complete collapse of this front line. Right there. And now that the brown team's back, we need to look at their ideology. And they don't have one right now. And basically, they turn fascist. So they turn fascist. And of course, they're also going to join the Star Alliance. So they join the Star Alliance. And now we're taking a look at the European front line. But now we need to take a look at the American front line. We're going to start off over in America, actually. America, they're very strong. They can pretty much just go through this country easily. Boom. Gone. Next is this one. It puts up a little bit more of a fight, and they hold out on the shore of the Gulf of Mexico. But the capital is taken, and they do surrender over. And now they have access to go to Cuba, who has a gigantic navy stationed right here. If we look back on the Alliance map, there's going to be intensive fighting between Puerto Rico and Cuba. But basically, it ends in a lot of fighting, and it ends in victory for Puerto Rico. Until Puerto Rico, suddenly gaining a lot of strength, is going to take over all their land. And then it happens. Jamaica, Haiti basically is taken over, and Puerto Rico is captured. Puerto Rico is actually very weak. They're not strong at all. All it took was a few soldiers on the front line moved, and boom. And now they can focus back up over here, trying to gain their ally back. Probably won't work though. There's no way it can. They're too long gone. Let's say they do reestablish something right here. And they're going to leave it like that for now. Then we take a look up at this front line. Canada is going to send a butt ton of troops over into this area. And they take over basically all this. Down in the south, though, it's another story. As the blue team marches its way through the green team, this is basically where all of Alaska's troops are. And Alaska's now going to be moving some troops back up to defend over here. They are going to make a small little offensive in the north, where nobody lives at all. And it goes well. And it goes so well that they can attack them from behind. And this strategy works perfectly. They take over this whole lake area and force them back a lot. And now it seems like the communists are going to win. In America, at least. We're going to move back over one more front line. And then the episode will probably end. And we'll take a look at the next episode. That front line being over here. Korea. It's going to be launching some of their nukes. And they go down 28 nukes to 170. And that is a lot of nukes. Where are they all going? They can't all be going to this country, right? Well, if you said that, you'd be correct, as a few of them go to here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 go there. A lot go to the Indonesia country. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 go there. 14 in total. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 go to the brown team. And then 2 go to here, so that's 20. And then 8 of them actually got destroyed while they were fighting. So there is an update of the nuke count and all that. Over here we see this country holding its ground, as it will take this much land. And on the border with China, they do march forward just a little bit, just to save some room with their capital. And that is going to do it for today's episode. World War III is going to be very intense, so make sure you watch until the end on these next few videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What If the Continents and Oceans Switched. And in today's episode, we are going to be seeing some pretty major stuff happening, so stay tuned. And right now, we're probably in medieval era, right? So we're in medieval era. We just saw the science team moving all the way out here, and they are going to be expanding heavily in today's episode. Starting off, they're going to expand over this way. So they expand all the way over this way. And they aren't the strongest, but they aren't that weak either. As we know, the world is pretty weak currently, so it doesn't take very much to be weak. Down here, there is going to be a union between this green country and this yellow country, because the yellow one they're not strong at all. And they keep the green one's capital. Just like that. Pretty simple stuff. The pink country is going to try to take as much land as they can. They're going to end up taking about that much land. While this new country is going to take about this much over here. And of course they're going to take some over here. Something about like that. And by now, the northern part of the Indian Ocean is filled. And there are a lot of places that aren't filled, but at the same time, there are a good amount of places that are not filled. There is only one country in the Atlantic Ocean, so we're going to expand upon this with a new country being made all the way down here. It is a very big country, very big. They get a lot of people flocking to this new country because it's very luscious. And if you look at major cities, there aren't very many around here. So we're going to plant some major cities around here, as well as up in this new area, and some of these newer expanded upon areas that are pretty new. And in the design theme, we're also going to put some of them here. And I just want to say thank you for all the support I've been getting. I'm really grateful for it all. So once again, thank you. So we need to put all these back, because for some reason it did not work. There we go. A lot of new cities have been planted all over. And now we can go ahead and add the capital of this country. It's going to be right there. And now we have more countries. At the same time, we have less. We can turn capital cities off now. Off for now. In the alliance map, as we know, these two have an alliance, and this light blue one is falling apart. So much so that they're going to give up their claim on this land down here in the Red Sea over to this team right here. And eventually, a country is going to be trying to get their freedom. And it's going to be the light team. I think we all know who this is if you've seen the episodes. They actually go into each of these countries. The rebellions go into each of these countries. And they all sort it out on their own. The yellow team gained some land back. This country, they do gain some land back as well. This country, they gain a little bit back. But by now, they're not really doing so good. And it gets to the point of where the alliance is disbanded. So now this alliance is all gone. Then, once this country breaks free, they actually end up attacking it. And if we look at the alliance map, there are no alliances in the region. So they make a move and they decide they go into others' territory to take over this team, which gets them both mad. This one can't do anything as it's getting taken. It basically just gets taken over at the very beginning. Capital city is gone. Their country is basically gone, which means they can just march up here and take on the yellow team. The yellow team is going to be quick to surrender. Let's just see what the capital is. They might not have a capital city. And they're quick to surrender. And now, in the peace treaty, we see full I don't know why this is not working. There we go. Now there's just one country here. So, now that we got them out of the way, the peace treaty with the L team basically says, you don't get involvement in this. You leave. And there we go. And now, this is the southern Mediterranean countries. This is their time to shine, let's just say that. If we look at the trade route map, they do have access to the major trade route that runs through here, and a ton more major trade routes. So if you want to get to the Mediterranean, basically, you're going to go through this country no matter what, unless you take the north route up here. But if you want to get back, you're most likely going to go through the Mediterranean country. And other than the peach team, and maybe the red team, they have the most trade routes, besides for this blue team up here, too. And they get very rich off of this. So much so that we need to change the rankings. So I will catch back up to you when the rankings are done.